I can't put my, hey y'all, I can't figure out why my green screen won't work. I can't put my picture up here. What is the deal with that? YouTube always messing something up. Hey, Creole Butterfly. Ooh, thank you, girl. I need that. I don't know why I can't fix my photo on my green screen. That is crazy. What is this right here? Retouch on? What is that? Y'all, it's always something when it comes to this dang on. Hold on, y'all. I done got sidetracked. And now I feel away. Let me put this goofy man up here. They only let you show so many. Wait a minute, can I put this one up here? Hold on, y'all. Ooh, child, we'll put that one on there. Since they ain't let me work it out. But anyway, how y'all doing, child? How y'all doing? Thank you, Creole Girl, for putting my title up here. Y'all please hit the like button and share the video. Please forgive me for, let me try to pin this. Please forgive me for playing with these photos. I have, y'all know I like to put my eye up there. And child, I can't get my lady with the eye up there this morning. Child, anyway, hey Creole, thank you again. Hey True Black, hey Angie C. You at court? Oh, hope everything's okay. Hey Miss LA, hey Mickey, hey Destiny Rain, hey Almighty Isis girl, how y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming over. Please double tap the screen, child, and so that I get a like on this video. I just had to slide through because I had a couple of things I wanted to say real quick. Child, I know other people live and excuse me and whatnot, but y'all know I have to do it when I got time to do it, right? I got another video today too also, but anyway, Monique told him to get a older woman. If he did that, he wouldn't. I know that's right, Miss LA Child. I did that video yesterday, but then I seen this picture of him and Ocho in this pimp world right here, and I was like, child, will you look at that? Because I was gonna use this photo for another video, right? I might have done it when I was talking about him yesterday on my other channel. I don't know. They sit in person. In my door. Oh my God! Really, Miss Creole? Oh wow! Have they done it yet? How much time did they get? Oh my God! Oh my goodness! Oh wow! I'm praying for you. Stay strong, baby. Stay strong. You know. And I'm glad you're getting justice. 3 life sentences. Amen. 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 I know that's right. I know it can't bring your baby back, but justice done been served because they won't never walk free again. They won't be able to enjoy their life no more. Or your baby, she already got her heavenly body. They gotta suffer. Hey, meow, meow. Yeah, I know that's right. God bless you. Y'all, let me get into it. Lord, Miss Creole. Oh, no, you more than welcome. God bless you. Oh, my goodness. But I'm so glad it turned out that way. I sure am. They won't never walk free again. They still got to deal with this hell on earth, okay? And like I said, your baby got her heavenly body. But she don't have to cry no more, okay? Goodness. Mm. Boy, I tell you, this world is so crazy these days. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me good enough. But, child, this world is so crazy these days. You can't, every day that you wake up is truly, truly a blessing, you know, and because you never know, young or old, you know, what's going to happen, you know, in this day and time, you know. And, yeah. But I'm so sorry your baby was took from you, Miss Creel. But I'm so thankful that you got justice, and hopefully it will give you a sense, a little bit of peace of mind. You know, my goodness, I can't imagine. Mm, 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 That's right, true black. Amen. Peace be with you. Amen. Mm, 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 In a roundabout way. Oh, thank you, Almighty Isis. Well, child, let me get on to this video, right? Because I got something to say about God in this video today, since we talking. Okay, so, well, Miss Creole, I'm finna give you something to think about, okay? Now, let's talk about this, Miss Creole. So, this morning, because I think Fyebabes went live maybe last night. I had a busy day yesterday. I was trying to catch up. There's some things y'all know me. Some things I can listen to, and some things I can't. But I can always listen to Fyebabes. You know, cause she was here when I got here. You know what I mean? And so for that reason, I can listen to her. You know what I mean? And I liked her video last night. And if y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to go watch it. So shout out to Fyebabes. First, she was talking about, you know, how some of these folks get ushered in these days over here, and they don't have to go through nothing, okay? Like, we all been doxed down to our socks. We came in fighting and slanging and banging, you know, and earning our stripes, you know. But then you get people ushered in and they really don't have to go through anything at all. So she was talking about that. But she was talking about that in reference to Tulsa, right? In reference to King Tulsa, right? Because I heard her get into it with King Tulsa on on somebody's channel. Was that Rodney's channel? It was on somebody's channel, but anyway, I heard the exchange. Right? Was it KRN's channel? I think it might have been KRN's channel, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all, please double tap the screen and hit the like button, okay? So anyway, I didn't feel like firing up that stream the other day. I fired it up yesterday, I believe. Oh yeah, I did because I did that Shannon Sharf. I read off that news article that he wrote. Chad, I didn't even know that he tried to pay off. They had been in mediation on the side note since February, right? I'm thinking the woman just dropped the lawsuit, but no, child, they've been in mediation since February. It was Karen Channel. Thank you, Mia. And he offered her $10 million, honey, and they said no. Okay, 10 million wasn't enough. She said she 26 years old and she gonna need more than 10 million. Okay, so she said no, right? So I guess that's when the mediation broke down. But Shannon Sharp been knowing for months that this was coming, child. Okay, they done trying to strong arm the man into giving him some more money. Child, I heard the video yesterday. Heard a video of the audio that he made, and he was saying that he was gonna choke the girl, and she said that she didn't want to be choked and all this and all that. And I got to thinking, you old fool, honey, you were set up from the start. Cause why is she recording all your phone conversations, dummy? Okay, sure. But anyway, that's what his old tail get for messing with somebody that's 30 years his junior. All right. I don't feel no way sorry for that man at all. Okay, whatever he get. And yeah, that's what he get. But anyway, we ain't here to talk about that today. But we are here to talk about men in a roundabout way, okay? And so anyway, y'all double tap the screen, hit that like button, okay? Because we got something to talk about, ladies, right? And I also want to talk about something that I heard on KRN's channel yesterday, you know, as he was doing his, you know, hot topics or whatnot. And we're going to talk about that because I got something to say about that, okay? So anyway, let's start with Fyebabes. I heard a video, and you know, she started off talking about you know, about people not, you know, really just being ushered in, you know, on a cloud, honey, ushered in on a cloud. They ain't had to go through nothing and all of this and all that. Child, it is what it is. You got a whole bunch of the shout out to QB Knots, becoming real popular right now because folks insecure. We're gonna talk about that too. Anyway, but I heard her talking about. But the thing that touched me, the reason why the title is "Fire Babe, I See You," is because I want to tell her this, and I hope she hear this video. And if anybody that is listening to me, that is from Babe Nation, y'all tell Fire Babe to listen to these words I want to say to her. Okay, this is what I want to say, Fire Babe. So she over there talking. And she talking about these men that keep approaching her in her life, right? Hey, the B Sector podcast, she talking about that. She talking about how one of them, a guy in the church, he all sexy and stuff, trying to manipulate her. She ain't going. The guy's passing by, she ain't going. And she know that her man is the invisible man, which is the Almighty, right? And I said, well, you look at her, she really has grown since I've come on here. Fyebabes has really grown, because when I came in here, we was over here, we was into it forever, right? But that woman has really grown, and part of that growth is the way that she talk about men, and the fact that she has a discerning spirit now, and she knows her worth, and she knows that she don't need to accept any old thing in her life. Okay, because see, when you realize that you got God first, and it also this commentary plays into what I heard on KRN's channel yesterday, right? But when you put God first, and then yourself second, and you depend on the Almighty, because He is always going to be there for you no matter what. He is never going to lead you wrong. He is never going to forsake you. He ain't never going to cheat on you. He ain't never going to embarrass you. He ain't never going to disrespect you. When you come to terms with that right there, you know, it makes the world of a difference. That coupled with the fact that Fyebabes says she fits the turn 45 years old, or she already 45 years old. Child, let me tell you something. When I hit I thought I knew me, right? And maybe some of y'all can attest to this, right? When I thought I knew me, and I've never been one to, I'm a solitary creature, right? And there are some things that are no goes for me, right? And disrespect has always been a no go for me, right? You ain't always got to love me, but what you always got to do is respect me, okay? The reason why you always got to respect me is because I respect myself, okay? And so I'm listening to her, you know, like I said, when you come into your 40s, I thought I knew myself, but honey, when I hit my 40s, I really started to know who I am, right? Like I know unequivocally who I am, right? And because I know who I am, it ain't nothing that you could do or say to shake me, right? Because when she was over there talking, and she was talking about she had church in her room on Sunday, right? Which is when you gotta relate, when you know for a fact that you got a relationship with the Most High Creator, honey, you can have church anywhere. And what she reminded me of when she was telling that part about how she got happy in her room and she had a whole church service in her room. Y'all know what that reminded me of? That reminded me, I told y'all a long time ago that late at night, I used to stay at my grandmama's house, especially in the summertime. Because I always had to come to this farm in the summertime. Now I know why, right? Things are still being revealed to me. The older I get, the more things are still being revealed to me. Why I was raised the way that I was raised. And I thank God for it, right? So anyway, I would creep down the steps, at night, because I would hear my grandmama crying, and I would hear her praying, and at first I thought it was something wrong. I said, "What's wrong with my grandmama?" Right? But I would always get to the end of the steps, and my grandmama would be in the coat closet. Right? She would be in the coat closet, and she would be praying, and she would be crying, and she would be praising God. And it took me forever to understand, what was going on. And I never for a long time, it took me till I was in my teenage years to ask my grandmama why she always going in that closet. And my grandmama told me that was her prayer closet, right? That's where she go to pray and she made peace, and she put a covering on her whole family, and she wrapped a hedge of protection around us, you know. Um, and so I really didn't, but the older I get, the more I understand it, you know. So I really understood where Fyebabes was coming from, and I really and like I said, she has really grown. You know, you can tell, you know what I mean, as to when I seen her and the way that she moved when I first came on her, right? So she was talking about King Tulsa, right? And she had the nerve, and she said King Tulsa, and I heard it too. You know, asked her, you know, if you so, you know, godly or whatever. These are my words. You know, why are you over here, right? Now the other day we talked about duality, right? Will y'all please double tap the screen? I know y'all could be anywhere else, but thank you, Chad, for being here, right? We talked about duality, right? Nobody is all good or all bad. We all walk in a gray area, right? Especially if we believe, we trust and believe in the Most High Creator, right? But we know that we are born in sin and we gonna die in sin, okay? From dust we came and from dust we gonna return, right? So when you can grasp that, you can feel comfortable with your gray area, right? Because that is part of your relationship. So when he asked that question, that told me right there that, hey, Tulsa don't have no personal relationship with the Most High Creator. See, today a lot of people follow that. What is that demon, that man that started that devil church, and he said, do as he said that, do as thy wills. This is one of his commandments. I forget his name, right? Do as thy wills. That was his thing, right? Do as I wills. Meaning you can do anything you want to do without any type of repercussion or consequences. Do as thou wills. Do what you want to do. Any type of debauchery, any type of foolery, do as thou wills, right? I know, right? Can y'all double tap the screen if y'all will with this ugly Shannon Sharp up here? Child, I tried to get my girl up here with the eye, and I guess I have to bring it up closer in the queue so I can get her back up on the screen. Cause but child, thank y'all. And so anyway, the problem with that train of thought is what is part of the problem is going on with people like Tulsa, and not only Tulsa, a lot of Alistair Crowley. Thank you, Almighty Isis. Thank you, little hearts. Thank y'all so much. This is his name, Alistair Crowley. Do as I wills, right? So the problem with that is you think you can do any old kind of debaucherous thing you want to, or any old kind of demonic or disgusting thing that you want to, and you want, and then God did give us free will, right? But He also gave us a conscience. He gave us discipline. He gave us the ability to discipline ourselves, the ability to respect ourselves, and the ability to have a moral compass, right? So when you listen to somebody like saying that do as thou wilt in the midst of your debauchery, and then you come up with somebody like a Fyebabes, that is what you're gonna throw in her face, right? What did you think about Shannon Cosmic Girl? I talked about it on the video yesterday. The only reason why I got him up here now is because I couldn't put my eye back up here like I usually put. She too far down in the queue, and so but I put this goofy picture up here of him because I think he a whole clown. That's what I think about him, and I think whatever he get, that's what he deserve. Number one, because you messing with somebody that's 23 years, 30 years younger than you, right? And you doing all this weird, stuff, and then you hate yourself because that's why you hate melanated women of your own color, even though you got two melanated daughters. That's what you get. He a whole clown. That's why I put this picture up here, okay? And he really pimping himself because he wasn't ready. But anyway, go back and look at that video from yesterday, girl. I talked about it, right? So anyway, I lost my train of thought. Like I said, I was proud of her because she coming into herself, because that's what happens to a lot of women. I'm not saying all of them, but for a lot of women, you start to realize unequivocally who you are. And then she talked about praising, and in her room, and then she also realized that the world can't shame you for nothing that you done in your life. Okay? Not nothing. Okay? And when you learn that, you become unf-wittable. Okay. Now see, that's my issue. And when I think about that, um, I think about that scene in The Color Purple. I don't know if y'all ever seen it or not, The Color Purple. But there's a line in The Color Purple that says, people don't like folks that's too proud or too free, right? And what I took out of that was people don't like folks that people don't like folks that don't allow themselves to be condemned by people in the world. You know what I mean? They are not insecure about themselves. They speak their life. They live their life according to themselves and according to God, if they are believers. But what you can't do is shame me on my own stuff. You can't shame me about what you think about me. You can't shame me about what I done been through. You can't shame me about my story, right? So that's what made me think about. That's what that made. That's why a lot of people don't like me online and offline. Okay? Because the reason why I'm unfuckwittable, now I can get irritated, but it ain't about nothing that you said about me. Okay, that'll never happen. Because I absolutely know me. And so when I'm listening to the girl, that's what I'm thinking, And then I start thinking about that Kurt Franklin song that says, I done been through the fire and I've been through the flood. I've been broken into pieces. And I hope you hear this, Miss Creole. Send lightning flash from above, but through it all, I remember that he loves me and he cares, and he'll never put more on me than I can bear. And that's what that song made me. I started thinking about that song, child. I had to play it twice, okay? Because for a lot of people, I don't know if they realize what that means, but I absolutely know what it means, right? Because I have been through the fire, honey, and I have been baptized in fire, okay? And I have been through the flood, okay? And I have been broken into pieces, right? All of it, all of it, all of it. I'll be the first one to tell you. That's why I always don't forget to tell people that I might be about a beer and a half short of a six pack, but baby, I'm here. Okay. I am here by the grace of God. So anyway, I was happy to hear her talk about that. So you go five, baby girl. I see you. I see the growth, and I'm gonna tell you something else. Now this the sneaky part. She was talking about them demons, that be chasing after you, right? And you gotta acknowledge them and tell them to get behind me, Satan. She said when they be blowing her in the car and she be walking to the store and them demons be trying to holler at her, she gonna start turning around saying, "Get behind me, Satan." I started cracking up when she said that, right? And I said, "Yeah, she growing. Yeah, she growing. Yeah, she growing. You are growing into what God has called you to be, Fyebabes, and I hope you realize that." And when you stop chasing men and start chasing God, and you pray and you become steadfast and unmovable in your faith, the Lord will send what it is you want to you. So if you want a husband, honey, he will send it to you. And for the fact that you can tell the difference, you will know when it's the person. Because I heard her talking about, she said, she's been talking to a guy, he's in church and he was real handsome. And he done told her he done had a dream about, no, that's Chad Ochocinco. They do a show together. Why's this lady in my chat? But anyway, I just want to say remain steadfast and unmovable, and keep God first in your life. You're doing the right thing. I'm proud of you, girl. Good for you. Good for you. Mm-hmm. Because, see, some people grow as they get older, and some people just get older and they don't grow. Okay? And so, yeah. And so I'm proud of her for that. So, anyway, that's my 5A part, right? So, my other thing, what is my other? Let me pull up my. It says, the cult of insecurity, right? So, when I put the cult of insecurity, I've been seeing something going on in these YouTube streets, and I find it very, very interesting, right? Now, I got to be messy for a minute. Y'all know me. It wouldn't be me if I didn't be messy. So, I have seen these knots be elevated on their channels, and their channels to be pushed, Because you got one very insecure content creator that's clearly popular and running the pack right now. And because they're so insecure and they don't feel safe hitting links everywhere, they have built up the knots, okay? And they have built, and then the knots is feeling beholden to this content creator because they think she's running the show. You know, the only reason if she's running the show is because they're allowing it. Now I don't know how they're allowing this chicken head slash crackhead to run anything, but hey, do what you do, right? I told y'all be a mess, right? So, but she done built up these channels like one main. Not let me tell you something. You know, you got to be a real reprobate type person and a real demon on the inside to the point to where short starts showing on your outside. But I have never in my life seen and it ain't even I've seen it on TV, but it's somebody over here that's so dirty and so demonic, it start physically changing their face. They so dirty that their face is starting to turn into that demon, starting to look like that demon. I was like, child, if this ain't something right here. But anyway, that knot has finally been elevated, right? It's on here, it's slanging, it's banging and it's doing whatever, right? I guess it said if one crackhead can come over here and make it, so can I. I guess that's what's going on, child. But anyway, the head crackhead in charge then elevated that Knots channel, I guess so it can feel comfortable to have somewhere to go, right? Child, and then you got that, and then the head crackhead slash chicken head in charge, right? Then elevated a couple of channels, all because it wants somewhere to go, not because it likes the people or the panel holder, but because it is so insecure. She knows she can't hit everybody's panel. Do you see what I'm saying? Without a whole bunch of pushback, without people talking about her life. You know what I mean? Because she put it out here for everybody to see, right? And so she done elevated these knots so that she can have somewhere to go. I said, baby, that's why I call it the cult of insecurity. I said, if you don't stop, and honey, that one demon that's starting to look like a demon is around here just doing the most. Honey, it think it's a star after all this time. I said, baby, will you look at this? This is something else right here. Okay. I found it very interesting, right? But that's why I call it, you are so insecure, and you play so many, you playing them crackhead street manipulating games, right? And I said, will you look at that? But if the people is going, honey, they just going because clearly not only the subscribers that the knots slash subscribers that they're elevating is going, but a lot of these subscribers are going as well. Because, child, they following the crowd. They following the crowd. I was like, child, will you look at this? But I guess that's what that's what it gives in this circle of YouTube, this circle of YouTube these days. Okay. Child. The knots done risen. The knots are in control. I said, well, will you look at this? I said, well, you look at this right here. And they got a head crackhead in charge. I said, bye. What is I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't even gonna say that. But then you got another chicken head across the alley so upset and so befuddled by that crackhead being in charge that honey, she done went to a war. I said, Lord, she done they talking about each other's children, and just a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, oh my goodness, what is really going on? It's really unfortunate. And then you doing bad, as a content creator when you let Jay Dunn up on your panel to start doing all that madness, right? Now let me tell you something. I should have put this in the video, and I want to talk to YouTube cameras for a minute. And I don't know if she listening, girl. I don't know why you is fool letting Jay Dunn run your channel. I don't know why. But you say you like her, and I understand that. But you done let her mess up your whole morning program. Okay? You can't even come on in the morning like you used to, because she pretty much stole your time slot. So you coming out at all types of hours trying to get it in and all of this and all of that. And people is really getting upset with you too, because they're trying to give you a bad name. I heard her not say that she was a colonizer, and I was like, oh no, this demon didn't. I said, child, and all of that, right? But the problem is, child, Jay Dunn, really? She done had you had to snatch down videos, you had to re-edit videos, and you still let her come up on her. And I don't even know why. You cuss out everybody else. Why you can't cuss her out and send her on her way? What does she have over you? Like, I'm confused. Honey, this is YouTube. This is an entertainment apparatus. What in the world is she gonna do? I was like, Lord have mercy. But see what that's what you get when you get on here and you think you want to be with the cool kids, and then you find yourself in a jam. Okay, because that is not the cool kid, okay? That is a demonic entity that is out of control. Okay, that thing right there, it's so I just I'm not even gonna dwell on it, right? But child, you really need to do something about that. You need to get yourself in order when it comes to that thing, okay? I can't even go to you for whatchamacallit anymore. For to listen to see what's going on in the sector anymore in the morning as I'm drinking my coffee. Because the thing done took your spot and I refuse to listen to that thing over there. I hear that thing come on the panel and I click off. Okay? And I'm probably not the only one, but I clicks off when I hear that thing. Alright? And that's part of the clutter of insecurity too, dealing with a thing like that. So YouTube cameras, girl, this ain't no shade, but girl, you need to get that under control. Because that thing will destroy your channel, okay? That is horrible. I'm like, oh my God. And then like I said, it seemed like you want to sit with the cool kids like a couple of people on here. And I don't even know why they think these people is the cool kids, whatever. But hey, be that as it may. And so you really don't seem like you don't have you are afraid, or either you don't have an opinion about the things that you talk about. I don't know, but I guess that's your version of being neutral, right? But child, sometimes it's very annoying, very very annoying sometimes. And so y'all please double tap the screen and hit the like button. Sure, help your girl out a little bit, child, a little bit, child. But I don't be trying to go off the rail with these people no more. Like I really don't. I ain't got it to do, child. I don't have it to do. All right. Anyway, so I want to say that about YouTube cameras on the side. No disrespect, or I ain't throwing no shade, but I'm telling the truth about that. I'm sick of that Jay Dunn, and I can't believe you let her take your time slot like that. That's crazy. So anyway, what else did I put on the thing? I'm not trying to hold y'all long because I know y'all got other stuff y'all want to look at. So the last thing KRNs Live yesterday and Melanated Women. I want to talk about that. Now this kind of circles back around to Fyebabes, right? So in KRN, I was listening to KRN's Live yesterday, and he was talking about hot topics, things that are actually going on in the world, right? And in one part of the video, he starts talking about trans men, and trans women, versus women versus us, right? And he was like, he don't understand why trans women, these are my words, and this is what I got out of it, because I fell down in the trap while trans women be into it with women, with us women, right? Women, born from birth women, right? And so I fell down the chat and said it was competition, right? And the reason why I wrote competition is because, and then it kind of ties into Fyebabes too, right? Will y'all please double tap the screen and hit the like button? Thank you, Almighty Isis. Just take a moment and do that for me, right? So he's asking the question. I guess I think he was thinking. I think he said why they always into it or why they can't get along, something like that. But anyway, I dropped down and said competition, right? And it would have now I am so, and this goes into the other part of my video that says melanated women, right? And into what Fyebabes had to say, because Fyebabes put it real good. She said she ain't gonna be arguing basically with no man that wanna be her. That put in the wig and she showed the arm of that King Tuss over there. You know what I mean? And it's all man. Just cause it's got some kind of fake boobs put on, but you still got your situation down below. You wanna be me. Why would I argue with you? And so I don't understand why some men, some women, not all women, you know, from birth women feel like they have to and feel like they have to be in competition with these trans women. See, in the first place, that's body dysmorphia, honey. That's dysfunction, and you let them be in competition with you, because they can never be you. Okay. Now, some people don't like that, but that's how I feel. Why would I be in competition with a man in a wig? There is no competition. You want to be me, but you got to and then I don't understand these people these days. They go back to do as thou Wilson and Alistair Crowley. If you have a man in your life, and and in the first place, melanated women, what? I mean, the world has. Look, I realize that everybody want to be with somebody. But where do pride step in? Number one, I ain't arguing with no man in a wig about no man. And number two, if he is down low or bi-curious and or bisexual or whatever, I don't want him no way. And if you are a heterosexual woman, I can't understand what you would want to do with something like that. But I have heard women saying that they don't care if he sleep with another man or not. They'll still be with him. Like what? What is up with your self-esteem level when you allow that to happen, melanated women? What is the deal with that? Like, where is your pride and your dignity and self-respect? I'm confused. See, because you got to let them do them. Right now, I understand that it is a shortage of men because they want to lay with each other, right? But before I would lay down with something that's laying with something of its own sex, honey, I would be alone. Okay? My man would be the most high creator. My man would be God. Okay? I don't understand it. Now I don't know if it's some kind of newfangled thing. I don't know what the deal is with that situation, you know. And he showed a video of one guy when he was sick, when he was telling people to be careful, because when it comes to black people in the heterosexual community, they say there's an epidemic of black women that have been given the three-letter words, the house in Virginia, you know. And a lot of that because you are laying with these men that is laying with other men. And they are now and then I don't even understand why women are so. What happened to the 60-day rule, right? Or the 90-day rule, right? What happened to get to know somebody before you lay down with them? Do your research. If they in your town, somebody knows somebody. I mean, come on now, ask some questions. Look at them on social media. Don't lie. Don't put blinders on or sunglasses. If you see something, and it ain't quite right, honey, that's your opportunity to leave that situation alone. Have more pride in yourself than that. I don't understand. I am not sharing no other man with no man. I don't care. Child. But these young folks, they doing it these days. I probably some older folks too. I don't know. But I'd be darned if I be in competition with another man and I'm a woman and he want to be me. That's just how I feel about it. There is no competition. Okay? Even when you got men out here heterosexual and homosexual, the reason why they part of the He Man Black Woman Haters Club, because deep down inside they want to be you. Okay, or they think that you or they think that you getting something that they ain't getting, or they think you get treated better than them for whatever reason when it comes to the system, which is not true. So they call themselves, they like Shannon Sharp, they don't like you. Okay? Even though they came from you. Well, honey, let them go by the wayside too. Okay? For you end up something like this pimp in green right here. This old pimp in green right here, a hot mess. Just a whole country Gomer Pyle hot mess. Okay? Then ain't got sense enough to know that he done embarrassed himself in front of the world. Because every time he open his mouth and come out with something new and come out in response, it's making himself look more silly. But that's what he get. Okay? And I'm talking about Shannon Sharp. But as far as melanated women, where is what? I mean, we at one point in time, Melanated women were the pinnacle of dignity and strength and self-respect. You know, I mean, and being in the world has really beat you down. You know, and it's not all women. It's some women. I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about these skanks. I'm talking about these women that don't have no self-respect. I'm talking about these women that is willing to lay with anything or anybody because they feel like they lonely. Honey, if you feel like you're lonely, call on the Lord. Okay? Because like I said, he ain't never going to leave you, forsake you. He ain't never going to lie to you, cheat on you, give you no desert, give you no venereal disease, embarrass you or nothing else. Okay? Look to the Lord for your comfort. Because you don't have to run around here acting like this. Okay? You got women fighting over other men and then the men wanting to be with men. I'm like, child, I am glad I am not a young person in this world today. Okay? I'm just going to keep it a buck. Oh my goodness. I be by my darn self. I'm going to hurt you if I find out that we supposed to be in a relationship and you're in a relationship with another man. That's not going to bode well in my psyche. I'm not going to be able to deal with nothing like that. That's horrible. Ew. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. So, and I don't care what you call it. They don't call me the phobic word for years, and it just is what it is. But what I'm not gonna be is disrespected, and I'm not gonna disrespect myself. Okay? Like I said, you got to notice something at some point in time, but you still willing to accept it. That don't make no sense. Have some pride about yourself. Love yourself first. Okay? And the other thing I seen on KRN, but that's what the competition was. I don't understand women that be in competition with a man in a wig. I don't agree with that. Okay, you in the attention, you in competition with body dysmorphia, child, right? And then you got these men on here disrespect you that say they hetero, even the ones that say they are same gender loving, if you will, disrespecting you and be good with it, you know. But if you come for me, I'm coming for you. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think about it either. Okay, because I know who I am, right? And I know you're gonna forever want to be me whether you put on a dress or not. Okay? And the reason how I know you want to be me is because you want the same thing that I got. All right? And you have men out here, in the world is so twisted up and and it's so easy to do as thou wilt. So you gotta be careful of these demons that be popping up, these lust demons, these succubi and these incubi. It's just horrible. You can find yourself caught up. You can find yourself caught up. But that's where prayer comes into play. But child, I wish I would. And so the other thing I heard on KRNs, and I hadn't heard it, right? Was some woman on there. He did a clip of a woman on there, and she was talking about she earned her husband clothes and stuff so he can go see the side chick. And God done told her that this gonna be her time one day. And the husband sitting right there agreeing with it and all this and all that. I said, hold up, wait a minute. Wait a minute. She said, what? You came out here and told the world that you are okay, basically, with your husband fooling around because you earned his clothes to go see the other woman. Child, and then you talking about basically that's what God, done told you to do. That is a lot because number one, because you love your marriage and all of this here and all of that. Okay, that's fine. You love the term being married. Okay, but you don't love yourself. And if you really love the marriage, okay, you wouldn't allow anything like that. Okay, that is ridiculous. She earned his clothes cause so he can go. So you the maid around her, right? You earned his clothes cause so he can go see somebody. I ain't never heard of nothing like that in my whole life. I said, wait, what? Just get online saying anything and then acting like that's what God is requiring you to do. No, honey, God is not requiring you to do that. Okay? Because in a marriage, you are supposed to be equally yoked, number one. And number two, A man is cheating on you even if he even thinking about it. And God, the Almighty Creator, does not require you to stay in that situation. You are in that situation because you want to be in that situation, okay, for whatever reason. You are allowing yourself to be treated that way because you are allowing yourself to be treated that way, okay? And some she iron her clothes to go see the other, so he can go see the other woman. Are you kidding me? Child, please. I ain't never heard nothing like that about your. In the first place, you ain't even loving God first. Because, see, when it comes to somebody like me, I love God first, I love me second, and then I love my marriage, okay? But I'm always going to put God at the head of everything, all right? And I love Him more than I love my marriage, and I love myself more than I love my relationship. Because, like I think I told y'all this before, when it comes to women in relationships, you always got to save something for yourself. If you can't save nothing for yourself, then you might as well just charge in the game. Like this lady did. She don't love herself. She ain't saved nothing for herself. She done put her all, her everything, probably her youth and everything else into this man, and he disrespecting her like that. You know why? Because she didn't save nothing for herself. She loved that man over God. She loved that man over herself. That is why she allowing herself to be treated that way. Okay? But if y'all listening, take it from me, and I'm coming up on 30 years of marriage. Okay, I wish I would. I always put God first and me second. Okay, and I have always saved something for myself. Now I don't know if that's cause how I was raised, you know, and I don't know if it's cause I'm a solitary person, you know, cause I can be good with or without you. But I love you. I love you to death. But I'm not gonna be disrespected. Okay. Because, see, I'd rather be respected than loved. Because, see, when it comes to a marriage, it is hard. And anybody that tell you that a marriage ain't hard is telling a darn gone lie. Okay? It's about compromise. Okay? It's about respect. Right? It's about discipline. Okay? It's about your moral compass. Right? It's about being faithful. Right? And there's some, and you also have to set your boundaries. Right? Because, and then what am I going to do if you feel like you can't keep my boundaries, right? Like, what am I going to do if you feel, if we're having a conversation and clearly some of these women ain't having these conversations with these men, right? What am I going to do if you feel like you can't be faithful? You know, what am I going to do if you feel like you can't respect me at all times and not embarrass me by fooling around on me? Am I going to give you a spanking? No. I'm going to walk away because I done told you my boundaries. And as another adult, you either agree to them or you don't. If you don't, that's fine. That's on you because God give us free will. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate you. Sound like she's been oppressed by the religion at the hands of a man so he can do whatever he wants. Well, I mean, she's oppressing herself, okay? She is a because if she knew anything about the word, if she reading the Bible, then you know you put God above all things. Okay? You put God above yourself. And then you put yourself, okay? Because He created you marvelously and wonderfully. So why would you then you twisting that religion and you twisting that word because you insecure and you don't want to leave that man alone. And that's unfortunate. I don't care if it's your husband or not. All right. You always save something for yourself. My grandmama told me that years and years ago. You never give anybody all of you. You don't even give your children all of you. Hey, the smart show. She ain't reading. She sure ain't reading it, Jasmine. She ain't reading it right. She not interpreting it correctly. Okay. Cause God don't say you have to stay in a loveless marriage. And if you cheating on me, that means you don't love me. I don't care what come out your mouth. If you cheating on me and disrespecting me and embarrassing me in front of my friend and my congregation and everything, yeah, that means, honey, you don't love me. You don't love me because you don't respect me enough not to embarrass me. Okay, not to disrespect me. See, that's where your own self-respect come into play. Because I wish I would. Do you hear me? Even at my age and how long I be married, I wish a mofo would. Do you hear me? Because what you're not going to do is disrespect me and embarrass me. That's what you're not going to do. And you have to have these conversations with your spouse, early on, like way before you get married. Like I said, then people just take time to jump 4 feet in. They jump, some women will jump heart first. And you with your mind's eye, you know that there's something wrong, but you pushing your discernment to the side because you want to be with this man for whatever reason. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth your dignity and respect. Respect is giving a dog. Okay? Dignity and respect. You can give that to a dog. Out here making these men make you look like that. I don't know what's going on with some, but not all. See, and the problem also is you got a few melanated women like this that's making our melanated women look bad. And that's something else I was, that came into my mind as I was listening to the video clip of what KRN was playing on that woman. You got a few of them types that make us all look bad. All right. You got a few of them types that will settle for anything, even if they land with another man, land with another woman. Long as you can say you got somebody, you will do anything. Or you will take anything. You don't have no boundaries. You will deal with anything. All just to say you got a man, child. But when the only thing you need to be worried about is God. Because if you put him first, then you know that you don't need this man because you treating you disrespectfully. Because you got a man that ain't never gonna leave you, forsake you, or disrespect you. And he always gonna be there for you. And he always got your back. All right? And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with boundaries because I got them. Sure do. Sure the hell do. I remember one time I was having a conversation kind of like this with one of my friends. And she had the nerve to tell me that, girl, but you got it different though. I said, why I got it different? She said, you got different because you don't have no kids. So it don't matter if you walk out or not because you don't have nothing holding you to the marriage. I said, let me tell you something, girl. I don't care if I have no kids or if I had 5 kids. What you're not gonna do is cross my boundaries and disrespect me and embarrass me. It don't matter if I don't have no kids or not. It's gonna be the same thing. Cause if I find you disrespecting me and I got 5 kids, we still leaving. Me and my kids, me and my kids ain't going nowhere. You leaving. Okay, because I'm not finna uproot mine from their home, but you leaving. You getting out, okay? Because I'm not shuffling my kids all around this side of creation. Okay, because I've done seen that happen too. But she told me that you got a different situation. Oh no, I don't. It's still gonna be the same thing. Nope. Don't make no sense. But that's what I really want to say to melanated women. I don't understand. The world, has done. It's like they done. I was looking at this show years ago. It was called American Gods, right? I don't know if y'all remember that show or even heard of it. I think it came on Showtime or Cinemax or it was on one of them paid channels, right? And this one episode was about the black woman, and it's about how society, as well as the black woman, has let herself, just go down in so many ways. Like nobody don't even think of her respectfully anymore like they used to. Because like I said, when it comes to the melanated woman, we used to be the pinnacle, the prototype when it comes to self-respect and loyalty and dignity, and doing what you got to do to survive, and taking care of yourself as well as others, right, with or without a man. Stars. You love that show. Okay, All Body Isis. Did you see the episode that I'm talking about? And the black woman that they just had just her reputation had just was just down to the ground, just kind of like it is today, and it don't make no sense, but it ain't all. It's the few that's making the many look bad, okay? Because I choose to believe that there are many more melanated women like me, as opposed to some of the stuff you see online. You know, you hear people that's supposed to be brothers and stuff. I'm rolling up me a joint, and then you hear them. I'm getting drunk online, and I done met this that. Just the whole thing is just disrespectful. You got people on here that's supposed to be married saying they got online husbands. You don't see that as disrespecting your marriage. Just anything. Just do anything. You know. And you really showing it to the world. I'm like, oh my goodness. What is that about? They say anything, they do anything. I didn't even realize that a lot of this stuff happened, honestly, until I start you saw it, until I started on social media. And I was like, oh, this is a whole new world. Child, westernized culture did a number on our people. Yeah, if westernized culture did a number on our people, especially our melanated women, it's because they allowed it. They did allow it. You know, they don't mind twerking. They think it's something that they selling themselves, and and then you let black men talk down to you and treat you any kind of way and say any old thing to you, and oh Lord, you keep taking them back. I just don't understand it. But like I said, it's the few that make the many look bad. You got these chicken heads on here. You got these hoes on here. You got all this ratchetness going on. And that's what the world is seeing. But they ain't seeing the good women, right? They ain't seeing the women that don't act like that, you know. They just seeing all this ratchetness. Yes, it was about the black goddess of love named Big. Yes, you're right, Nobody Isis. You're absolutely right. Yep, that was one of my favorite episodes on American Gods. It was one of my favorite episodes. It sure was. Mm-mm. And so it just, I just don't know what to think about that. You know. But all I can say is, black woman, take your pride back. You got a lot of women online, speaking derogatorily. You can't even always blame the black men, right? Because when I was in the old black sector, I had got into it with Cynthia G a whole bunch of times, right? And some of them had the nerve to call me the mammy word over there and all of this and all that. Because I know for a fact that all black men ain't trash and all black men ain't dusty, okay? I got a lot of them in my family and I'm married to one, okay? And he ain't black, he ain't no, he keep his word and he is faithful to me. And he is my friend. I like him because he my friend, right? He my husband, but he also my friend. I like him. He a pretty cool guy, you know. But the one thing that he does is keep his word. You got a lot of people that don't keep their word no more. A lot of these men, they don't have no type of moral compass. It used to be used to hear a man always say, the only thing I got is my word. You know? You don't hear that so much anymore. But you hear them disrespecting women all over the place and all this here and all that there. It's ridiculous. It's because they feel like they can't measure up. That's a personal issue. Okay? But black women, you don't have to prop these suckers up. You can move it right along. You can move it right along because they ain't doing nothing but making you look better. Rap music to rappers. I think they rap about black women so derogatorily. I think they want to be black women. Okay. Now we seen what was going on with Kanye. Okay, and that story right there freaked me out so bad I didn't even want to talk about it. Okay, I was absolutely disgusted. But I'm gonna make a video about that on my other channel. But sure. And as soon as I heard that, that snippet and read that post and him talking about that conversation, I said, Lord have mercy. Got all disdain for women. Y'all remember when he made that song? I ain't saying he a broke, you know what, but I ain't looking for a gold digger or something. I like, child, the nerve with your ugly self, ugly on the inside, and predatory self. Okay, the nerve of you. I said, honey, But like I said, I'm gonna make a video about it on my other channel, child. Just disgusting. But I really wanted to just to highlight those two things that I heard on KRN's channel yesterday because, like I said, black women, some of y'all got to do better because, like I said, it's the few that make the many look bad. Okay, it is the few that make the many look bad, and then you walk up to a woman that's about her business, and you a he-man black woman hater, and you get your feelings hurt, you get your pride hurt because you have people mistaken. Okay, this didn't even happen to me a couple times. You got me mistaken. Okay. I don't understand. Then you got a whole bunch of, and all of that debauchery is celebrated nowadays. The beef sector is a perfect example of how these chicken heads and all of this unladylike behavior is celebrated. Okay, you got the men wanting to be like these chicken heads. Okay, and you got these chicken heads happy to be chicken heads. Okay, happy to be crackheads and chicken heads, and always got something to say. Well, you ain't working on yourself. The nerve. I was like, child, it'd be amazing me. But it is what it is. But anyway, let me get off here, y'all. I about to done my hour. I believe I covered everything. But I really want to mention that to y'all. Shout out to Fyebabes once again. You are really growing, and that is a good thing, you know. You are beginning to know who you are, but you already know who you are, and good for you. Keep on that track right there, and then you be all right. Mm-hmm. And you won't have to run in and deal with none of these ninjas like the one on the screen right here. Okay, because they ain't worth it. It's just trash. It don't matter how much money it got. If it's trash, it's trash. Okay? It ain't even worth smelling the trash every day to fool with it. Especially not for some coins. Okay? Because clearly people like Shannon Sharp love the trash. Talking about some 25K a cheek. I said, Lord, baby. Mm, mm, mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I love you guys. Thanks for listening to me today. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit it on your way out the door. I'm sure you thought this video was gonna be, more, beef sector, whatever. But child, I just sometimes I just cannot. Okay. I'm not going to talk about these lots around here. I ain't never talked about them. And I'm not going to start talking about them because they don't get no shine on my channel because I don't care who uplift them because they insecure to the point to where they got to have somewhere to go. Isn't uplifting them. That still don't mean I have to talk about them. Oh, well. All right. But anyway, that's all I got. I love you guys in the way that Christ loves. Oh, check out my product tag bag. I got some Fenty products in there. Double tap that like on your way out the door. Please share the video. And I'm going to get out of here. I love you the way that Christ loves you. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Peace.